Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. It's a bittersweet game session because this is part of Star Wars Saturdays. It's an ongoing anthology campaign that I'm coming up on 6 years of. Wow, that's a lot. Every month, and sometimes, like for this, for several months strung together, but usually every month, I'll choose a different tabletop role playing game, hack it, reskin it, shift it just a little bit, or just drop it straight in somewhere in the galaxy we love, known as Star Wars. And folks from the Open Hearth community will like RSVP and show up and create characters or revisit old characters or pick up characters that they'd seen in previous games or in the many versions of media of Star Wars legends or canon. We don't care, and we tell a story together. And I say this is bittersweet because this is the 10th of 10 sessions of a lovely game that I've quite enjoyed called Stellar Conflict. Now, Stellar Conflict is a Star Warsy reskin, Stellar Conflict Star Wars, of Dungeon World. Now, Dungeon World is a long in the tooth, powered by the Apocalypse game, one of the first non-Apocalypse World games out there. And Jared James took it and reskinned it into Star Wars. This was released. This is how old Stellar Conflict is. It was released on Google Plus. Pour one out for the old Google Plus, best social media site ever. But it's so sad, so sad. But we've been playing it. We've been hacking and adding rules. It's like we're flying the starship as we're building it, because Dungeon World and also this hack of it, older PBTA tech, got several very experienced PBTA players here. So we just, we've added things, we've remixed and all stuff, and it's fun. It's really exciting and fun. But the core of Stellar Conflict that I've most enjoyed, that made it, that felt like it was its own thing, not Dungeon World at all, or at least a flavor of Dungeon World that I haven't experienced, was the ship combat. Wow. Maybe it's just the die rolls you guys have had, but they kind of lost their ship twice and now they're in a whole new ship, so that's going to be interesting. uh
I'll pour
Speaking
one
of
out for the Duchess Gambit.
I know, pour one out for the Duchess Gambit, because at the end of the last session, you guys flew off on Sombra, a Sith acolyte of a Sith master who is no longer with us, who passed on. And she called it the Night Witch. Not sure if you're going to keep that name, but that's what I named the tab in our character keeper. So feel free to rename the ship if you so wish. But for now, you can find that in the Night Witch. Uh, yeah, we spent a lot of time before session talking and chatting, so I don't know if we'll. Yeah, it's 10th session of 10. If you're just jumping in for the first time, you got 9 great, amazing, exciting, swashbuckly sessions of amazingness. So we're just gonna jump straight in now. In last session, whew, a lot happened. Tossa Bray lost her brother, but helped him moments before he moved on to the other side. Sin and Cause's friend, not girlfriend, Rika Somyan, was killed in heavy combat against Vanagander, a force-sensitive bounty hunter. Lilu Lergy put her life on the line to try to help the crew out, and seems to have earned at least a little bit of trust back from Cincinnati after selling him out. Sadie Isler informed Cos Kingrave that there was a bounty on Darth Ominous, a nominal bounty. It's a government bounty from the New Republic. One of those, one of those like, hey, let's put a bounty on a bad guy that we hate, and you can get paid if you go into this foreign area and take him out. Sure, that's a good idea. So that's a good bit of information. And the crew flying on the Night Witch, took off into hyperspace, headed to a planet where the aunt of Tirlapath can be found. And this planet, I've stuck into Zinja's empire, is known as Voss, the planet. And Voss is also known by the nickname of Glimmer. Glimmer is so called because the surface of the planet is made of carbon compounds such as graphite and diamond. At night, the largest crystal formations glow with unearthly light, a property that many of the crystals retain even after being cut. And you have to dock at Guild Station IA-23 in orbit and shuttle down to do business on the surface. Your aunt Tredna Tirla is down on the surface, but we're not there yet. We pick up now the soundscape for the Duchess Gambit. When you were on the ship, there was a soundscape that played, right? And there were just those little bits of the Star Wars old tech of things not firing completely right, or occasionally like you hear something. It's not perfectly. The Night Witch, however, she runs silent. She is slick and very expensive. This is a space yacht, and while it has escaped a pitched battle during our opening session, it's still in pristine condition. I've dropped the Night Witch deck plans in. As you can see, it's tight quarters. There's a captain's room, a medical and comms, a guest cabin. Guest cabin. The captain has an office. The captain being the Sith known as Sombra, a Zabrak, who you left behind after being stunned on the Reclamation, or the Reclamator, which was a Venator class Star Destroyer. Now, if I remember, Telepath, you were piloting the Night Witch. Is that correct?
Yeah. Everyone else was getting patched up and collapsing on the floor, I think, from physical or emotional strain.
What's something here in the cockpit that is the kind of luxury that you have grown used to, but I don't know what your feeling about it is now? Is it just the sleek display? Is it the unity of design, or is there some little accoutrement that reminds you of something on Riven?
I think it's the chair. It's like a really, really good chair. Like the seat it like shapes itself and so that you're comfortable, and it's easy to adjust it so that you're sitting just right and you have everything perfectly within reach.
Yeah. And there is some droid programming here. It's simplistic. It's one of the labor droid levels of information, but it constantly calls you Mistress Sombra, asks if you would like any refreshments, or if you would like to check a holo, makes a bit of recommendations from the approved list that Sombra evidently had created at some point with the. Do you avail yourself of any of the music or holo vids as you're currently in light speed, like in hyperspace?
No, I think I kind of need to just sit with my thoughts. So I don't want anything external. I try to turn off as much of that as possible. But you know how droids are; they're going to help you whether you want it or not.
Of course, Mistress Sombra. Of course, Mistress Sombra. Is there anything else you need, Mistress Sombra?
Stop calling me Mr. Sombra.
What designation would you prefer, Mr. Sombra?
Oh, and this is where I start to say, like, you may refer to me as Your Royal Highness Princess, and then I stop myself and just call me Tirla.
Wow.
Updating reference materials now. Tirla. Nice. That's pretty awesome. So
But I
we
do
had
think any of the refreshments that I don't even think about it. That's just, oh, it's there for me. So
yeah, like a little panel opens up and this thing with like it's got ice in it. It's some kind of alcoholic beverage that's been poured. Evidently, underneath there's some kind of wet bar automated thing going on. It's pretty slick. And then a little hand comes in, drops a cherry in. Bloop. It's good. It's quite tasty. It's like a little tart with the sweetness of the cherry. Good stuff.
nice.
So, it's an open question to Cincinnati, Toss a Bray, or Cause Kingrave. Who of you is it that opens up the closet that has a deactivated droid inside? Oh,
I think it's Cause. Cause, as we wrapped up last session, Cause was taking account of everything in the ship, so he was scavenging and took an advance that reflects it. Scavenger. So yeah, I think he probably would have been the one to open up a closet and find a deactivated droid.
Amazing. So it's a humanoid droid. It has a face that's kind of longish, a pair of. Oh wow! Someone did just notice that Rosie was left behind. Oh snap! That sucks. I didn't even.
I already have a prologue planned in my head.
Yeah, epilogue or
Epilogue, sorry, not
okay,
prologue.
just making sure because if it's a prologue, I'm
It's
really
like you're
interested in
going
it
back
as
in
well.
time, Francisco. No,
Dun,
no, I have an
dun.
epilogue.
Cool. Okay, good stuff. It's deactivated. It's been switched off. It's about your height. Maybe Cause Kingrave has heard of this particular type of droid, but it's standing inert in this closet, and the closet is in a room, which if we look upon our areas, I think is the captain's office, right? Which is area 8. It's actually on the port is left, starboard aft section, and there's just a little closet that where this thing is stood up. You also see in this closet area that there's a small display of several crystals on a shelf. It looks interesting.
Yeah, you said I may have seen something like this before.
Yeah.
Is that a roll I would make, or is that just
Let's do a roll?
Yeah. Let me figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure out what kind
Consult
of
your
droid this
accumulated
is.
knowledge. Roll plus int. You're very intelligent.
Yeah, I got a +1. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
However, I have not yet gotten paid, so I believe I'm rolling with disadvantage. Let me double check. If you already have this penalty, you cannot choose this option. Yep. Okay. So I'm rolling with disadvantage here, but come on, I could figure it out. A 6, a 6, and a 1. So 6 plus 1 plus 1 is going to be 7,
That's
8.
an 8.
I'll have an 8.
Yeah, that's an 8. Okay, so as we remember, figure it out, spout lore, consulting accumulated knowledge, on a 7 to 9, GM will tell you something interesting. It's on you to make it useful. Either way, the GM might ask, how do you know this? So be ready. This is a proxy droid. It's a droid unit infused with sophisticated holographic technology. It's similar to the TCSC infiltration droid, and it is very illegal in the New Republic.
Yeah,
Oh.
and if it's a proxy droid, that makes me think that somebody else can control it. I'm going to close the closet back up, and I think I'm going to barricade it, like move a desk or something in front of it, just in case somebody tries to use it.
So how is it that you know about the proxy droids? What's your experience with them?
Yeah, the experience cause he's run in some difficult circles. He's hunted a few bounties. There was a Zygerian who had a whole squad of these that he would use to kind of run his empire throughout the sector. So you'd get these tips. Oh, I saw them there. They were here, and then he chases it down, and it's just an infiltrator droid hanging out that people mistaken, like, oh, I can hear the voice next door. No, it's this guy's droid he's using. So he's seen him a few times, shot more than he'd like. He's put a few of them down thinking, hey, here's the target. Nope, it's a droid again.
Dang, that Zygerian has to show up in a future session of this game, but not today. Not going to show up in this session. Definitely not going to have a Zygerian show up. It's like just not going to happen. But rest assured, it may someday. Cool. Yeah, so you shut it away. It's inert, so it doesn't argue with you at all.
Better than most times. So yeah, close the door over, pull the desk if I can pull the desk, or if there's a lock or a latch, something I can do to make sure this thing doesn't come bursting out of the closet when somebody flips its switch.
You bet. That's no problem. You'll close it off. Is there anything else Cause would like to do during this travel? You are nearing Glimmer.
Yeah, I think nearing Glimmer, I would like to. So I did scavenge, kind of looking for gear or whatever we can find. Like I moved a bunch of usable crates because in Cause's point of view, we're not going to be long on this ship. He would think, hey, we'd get rid of this. It's hot merchandise. He is going to look for clothes, right? He was formerly imprisoned by the Imperials. He had taken Stormtrooper armor. He doesn't want to run around in Stormtrooper armor. So he's going to look for, a jumpsuit or something. And he's just kind of get himself presentable because for him, he's thinking, hey, this next step is getting paid, meeting the person who I'm turning this over to. So yeah, Kaz is kind of doing that. And I think as he comes out of that room, if he sees anybody or hears anyone near him, and it's a small ship, so I'm sure he knows somebody's close by. I just kind of announce, there's a droid in this closet. I don't think we want to mess with it. Leave it alone.
And Tasa and Sin, the two of you were relaxing together. And now that we have deck plans, I'm guessing that it would have been in the lounge.
Lounge sounds good.
Or it could have possibly been in the guest cabin or the captain's room too. But yeah. You collapsed somewhere convenient, so maybe you were in the lounge. There's a long couch there. It seems like that would work. A Dejaric table as well. I'm not sure if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did. I just noticed that. Yeah, I'm definitely there.
So I think that Tasa has searched the ship as well and avoided the closet with the droid in it. But I think in the storage area I found like maybe some old trophies of, things that have been kept by the previous owner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm whittling some wood that I found there in the lounge, like just passing the time a little bit.
You're whittling actual wood. That's cool. Yeah. I love that.
With like a blade, it has that little buzz as you zzz. Yeah.
Very cool.
You know, I was thinking I'm actually keeping myself occupied by manually piloting the ship. There's an autopilot, but with everything that has
Wait,
happened.
you're gonna like go up to the cockpit and take over from Tierla there? Because she's up in the cockpit.
Oh,
You
Tierla's
can
up
if-
there. I'm sorry. I
Yep.
misunderstood that. Never mind there.
No problem.
Then I think I'm probably like I see like a co-pilot chair then. Yeah. I will do everything that is normally automatic. I do it manually as a way to keep myself occupied.
And because
That's-
you don't trust the ship.
That's right. I don't trust the ship, and I probably say things under my breath like it just has no character, no personality. Like this is no Duchess Gambit. Well, the Duchess, it would have been like this.
It's a co-pilot chair though. Like it just forms around your butt. So
I know. I hate it. I hate that I
comfy.
like it. I hate that I like it. Like
Totally.
I don't want to get too comfortable here. Like this is just a side ship. I'm gonna go back to my main ship here ASAP.
Amazing. Cool.
Yeah, the ship has no personality. Everything works.
Thank you. Yes. No
It's
quirks.
perfect.
Ugh, it's something.
Thank you, Tierla. Cool.
And I think-
anything- Oh, yes.
I think as you see me whittling, you know, I have my right arm is kind of a stump, right? And I've kind of got the wood under
Gosh,
the
I forgot.
you know, under my arm. I'm kind of shaving at it and everything. And then I think the next thing you see is I'm back in the med bay where things are. And I think there's like it's not an actual med droid, it's just like a wall with a couple of arms that come out.
Oh, yeah.
And those arms come out and they inject like a little bit of you know they're working on the stump to try and make things a little bit better. And I think they spray like some Bacta gel on it and deal with stuff like that. And I'm working on trying to get that wood I've been carving to align and to match up.
That's wild.
And I think I'm arguing with the ship's, medical wall droid. Like, it's like, we have a prosthetic. We could even attach a droid thing on it. No.
Tierla, there is a much more suitable prosthetic.
I'm like, no, not any of these.
Understood, Tierla, but a great deal of functionality will be lost. This is an inferior replacement.
From your opinion, this is much better than the steel here. And I'm Tassa, not Tierla.
Understood. Registry has been updated.
So you didn't get a droid hand. You didn't get a hand like Luke Skywalker gets?
No.
No. So you got what kind of hand?
I got some I carved some wood
Uh-huh.
and have like a wooden stump kind of thing.
Like is it made to be shaped like a hand or a fish?
It is.
or-
It's made to be shaped like a hand, and right now it's very crude.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
just
man.
kind of a replacement, and I think at the end you see me kind of put a glove on it to kind of hide its crudeness.
That's awesome. Terrifying.
Oh, and it's got to be one of those black gloves, right? It clashes a little bit with the brown robes, but it's like this black glove. Yeah.
Oh, and it's a black glove, but like you lost it was
Yeah.
like here, so you've
Yeah.
got a wooden.
Oh no, I
Fully-
think it goes up to the elbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a Darksider's glove. It's pretty
That's right.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
You did have to
But-
remove like 6 straps that hold it across your chest and back and stuff, but it's a nice long glove.
Sweet. That is delightful.
I wanna know if Tassa is there any bitterness? Is she tempted by the dark side in this moment, in her hate, is there any hate?
So I think that I come out of the med bay and I head back towards the lounge, and I'm just resting as we travel, trying to recuperate from, the rough time that we just had. And you see me meditating and, trying to be at peace, so you can tell that there's trouble, that there's a little bit of, I'm troubled, but trying to make peace with it, not trying to, I'm not angry and yelling at people or snapping at things. So outwardly, that's kind of what you can tell.
What about internally? Or like, if this was a movie, would we hear like the music that Luke is looking at as he's seeing the double sunset, or do we hear like a remix of the Imperial March? Like, what does the music let us know about your internal internal feelings?
I think internally, the movie kind of zooms in, the camera kind of zooms in, and it's similar to the scenes from Obi-Wan, where he's meditating and there's some grasp there. There's like, we hear this shouting, and maybe it's replaying of the fight that we saw, and hearing voices of her brother and maybe other tutors along the way saying, this is the way, and they are at peace now, and they move on to another place in the Force and things like that. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's so Star Wars, to sit there meditating and then to have those sound cues going back. I love it so much.
Yeah, good answer. Love it. Love it. Love it. Cool. You're up front with your sister, Cincinnati, when I'm totally vibing on the idea of, there are a series of red lights. It's very Kit Knight Rider, like it kind of cycles when the droid speaks, and
like that.
Yeah, it kind of whatever the droid is talking, it does the voice indicator light that it is talking to you, and it says, Tassa, you are ready to come out of hyperspace.
This droid doesn't seem to be able to keep track of more than one person at a time. Oh. Yes, thank you.
And then the beautiful Night Witch cycles out of orbit and shifts. And the cutover, Tierla, for the Duchess Gambit, there was always we come out of hyperspace, we float for a little bit before the sublight engines kick in, and there's always just a little jerk of like, okay, now we're in sublight. And this thing, it just comes out of hyperspace and slides in, just like putting on a glove. Just slides into sublight. Everything perfect, no sound whatsoever. And ahead you see the planet, which I found a pretty dope picture of a crystalline planet. Let me show that to everybody. It was a little on the small side, but I can blow it up with the magic of Paint.net. So this is the crystalline planet. There's a space station in orbit? How about orbit? Orbit over. My brain tried to conflate the two.
Sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the spaceship, please.
Hey guy, no. And they're immediately hailing you guys. Captain Tassa, we are being hailed by Guild Station IA-23. Shall I communicate the transponder frequencies, or shall I scramble them and leave them unaware?
What do you think, Sam?
We better do this by the book so we don't get in trouble.
Okay, transmit the transponder codes.
Yes, ma'am. Immediately, a very obsequious and pleasant person is, oh, we are extremely honored to have you at this unscheduled arrival. Ma'am, is there anything that you need? Is there anything we should prepare for your arrival, ma'am?
I think I turn to Sin again. This is more like his area.
Did you say that this is more my area? I should take over?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So out of character, let's just review real quick. So we're here to visit the person that would be our aunt, right?
Yeah.
And Dash. Okay. And we're currently running from this bounty hunter that's trying to get you, right? But otherwise, I'm trying to think how much in trouble with the law we are right now. How much is Arcs after us? The gas giant that we were in before, like.
I don't think Arcs should be after us at all. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
yeah, Arcs doesn't have any beef with you guys. No, there's angles. Oh, the Empire wants you, so we've got to turn you over. Or Rika's, the death of Rika could have pissed a certain official off. But as far as Arcs, no, they don't. There's no reason for them to have
Okay.
a problem with you.
This is technically not a stolen ship, right? Like it wouldn't have been reported stolen. Right?
I mean, kind of. It might. I guess. Well, the person who would report it is not around anymore.
Hold on. Is Sombra dead?
Oh, I guess. I don't know. I thought
She was stunned and dropped out of the fight, and a whole lot of stuff happened.
You're right.
But it was
So-
a very Star Wars death. In the
Yeah,
like, she didn't
we
even
have
go
to-
down a giant hole, guys. Okay.
Yeah, we have to assume. I think we had this conversation, with Tassa and Sin and Kaz. She has to be dead. That thing, and I point towards the helmet that we had in the corner. That thing would have come for her.
Ooh.
So she has to be dead. And I think with that, I walk over and I kind of kick the helmet, so it rattles around. And I'm like, we need to toss this into a star at some point.
I like that plan. I guess let's do a quick flashback. I think I would have met with the crew and essentially, like, let's have a talk about what story we're gonna feed him, so we're all on
for
the same
sure.
page. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely can have that.
yeah. So, yeah. All right, crew. What are we doing here? We're in mess hall, Firefly style. And
not-
we're having a meeting.
I don't know that we need to give a tale. Everything's on the up and up. This is your aunt we're meeting with. She'll be happy to see you. She'll pay me. And what do we need to hide exactly? The thing on Arcs went mostly fine. Might get some minor feedback on that, but I think we're in the clear here. I'm sorry about your friends and Rosie. Hopefully we can find a way to get the ship back. Maybe the Empire will put it into, impound it for a bit and try to catch us, and we can catch that. But I think we're on the up and up here, Sin.
All right. Tirla, Tassa, are we thinking the same thing?
Yeah. What exactly is your relationship between your aunt and your parents? Because your parents seem to be insistent on getting you back and don't care anything about those of us who helped you leave. So, is your aunt friendly with your parents? Could they have been in touch?
Ooh. I think what Tirla thinks is that and she's not into the whole being royal thing. mean, she's still a noble. She still has like crap ton of privilege, but she's not hung up on rank or that sort of thing personal. That's just my general thought.
Is she the aunt of our? Is she the sister of our father, of our mother? Is she an aunt by other
I don't
relation?
remember if we defined that, but I
I
would
don't think we
like
did.
her to be. Ooh, I think she's our father's sister, but she's
That way she could be both of your aunts,
yeah,
which
yeah,
I
yeah.
like. I like.
But she's like she doesn't like him. Not for not. I mean, she likes him as her brother, but not as the king that he is. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What's something with Cincinnati as Secundo? What's a memory that he has? Just like maybe it's one of those like childlike memories of just a particular moment, a pleasant interaction that
Oh,
Secundo still
pleasant.
holds
Oh,
on to.
pleasant.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Tredna specifically.
Yeah. What a good GM question.
Oh,
I
thanks.
think you're welcome. I think she taught me how to ride a rooping.
That's
I
cool.
think she's a good rooping rider, and I think it was up to the servants maybe to teach me how to ride it. And she did one of those like, no, these guys don't know what they're doing. And she herself, I think there's maybe even a proper way to ride a rooping like sideways. And she super doesn't. She like, she's like that wild ant that's on her wild rooping.
Very cool. I
Yeah.
like that. That's very cool. Awesome. You guys establish contact. You've got access to the holonet again, and you're headed towards the. Well, I'm sorry. Is everybody good with the plan? Because we flashback. I don't want to interrupt the flashback. Unless we're...
Yeah, I guess the
Oops.
bottom line sounds like maybe we have no reason to be duplicitous. So I'm gonna play it straight, but I'm gonna have my move in the back of my head, my con artist move, in the
It's a
back of
great
my
setup.
mind.
It's a great setup for they think a very important Imperial is on the way here, and
Because of our ship.
yes, because of the protocols and the transponder beacon you just sent out, they
That's what I thought. Yeah.
are
Okay,
very
cool.
convinced that something's about to hit the fan here, and they're not
Mm,
sure why.
mm.
Why is the Emperor here to see the Death Star again? We're on schedule, right? Right.
People gonna get chucked out. Okay, then I will play it straight and be ready to pivot if needed.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. So you guys are given a docking bay. You're assured that it's the nicest docking bay on the entire station. And like, Chirla, do you play it up? Or do you keep things curt and just let them fall all over themselves? How do you handle that?
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think I play it cool. Just because I think I've realized that the way I've been living my life so far isn't normal. Like I've been in a very weird situation, and I'm not entirely comfortable going back into that. But also right now I have to. So yeah, I think I accept all the courtesy and that sort of thing. And I reciprocate in the way that I'm supposed to, but I'm not like cordial because I'm feeling uncomfortable about it. So that makes me a bit curt.
Okay. the Night Witch, your droid, like gets the handshake, and you can manually pilot, but this droid evidently has the ability of like auto parking, and will just like slide into the hangar, and then just settles down. You see that there are some engineers who are headed up to, and the fourth screen shuts. This hangar it's a private hangar. You can see that there are a couple of doorways into the space station itself. There are 4 engineers that are here, ready to like work on refueling, give the ship any checks that it has. And you also see that there is an individual with like an official looking data pad who's wearing the Voss security details and a little bit of a these guys, Voss, the crystalline planet, they're not poor, and so this person has a nice looking uniform. They look semi official. They also look a little out of breath, like they ran here to be ready for your arrival. And looking at the time, I think this is the point where we will take our mid-game break, right, Steven? Is this the right time? Yep. Okay, cool. So we'll take our mid-game break here. So as you guys disembark, you see that this official has finally caught her breath, and she brightly introduces herself as greetings. Welcome, of course, to the guild station. I am Minix Stantoff, and I am happy to be your guide for wherever we've already secured. There are quite a lot of you. We've already secured a lodging for you, Mistress Sombra, and she's looking to see who is going to identify themselves as Mistress Sombra.
Mr. Sombra is not here.
Oh, I see.
But we are here, and I will introduce the party. And we're here to see. I don't have our aunt's name in my notes.
It's in NPC's Tredna.
That's right. We're here to see. What is her title? Is it?
Oh,
It's a
that's true.
duchess, but
Yeah. I guess she's a duchess, and maybe we
she's a
should give her a
duchess.
first name, or is she Duchess Tredna Path?
Oh, it's a
Treading a path.
Oh my God!
Let's not call her Treading the Path.
No, let us
Oh.
not. That
Oh,
is-
Duchess treading a path. Duchess walking the trail.
Did we know that when we did
No.
this?
That's her
Did
name
someone-
now. We can't take it back. It's Duchess treading a path, which is why she doesn't ever use her last name.
Which is a very Star Wars thing, right?
Oh my gosh!
It
Actually,
is.
yeah. Maybe
Newt
you're right. Maybe
Gunray.
we do need
come
to
on,
do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Savage Oppress. Yeah. Okay. I'm for it. I'm
I did
for it.
not see that coming.
Yeah.
I would not have said that out loud. Okay.
All right. Yeah, we're here to see Duchess Path.
I see. Yes. And you introduce, so you say, hey, this is Princess Tirla Path? Or do you just say Tirla because you did introductions? I'm not trying to trap you. I just want to know. You can give me whatever answer you want. It's not a gotcha yet.
Yeah, I think I'll introduce myself as myself. Or actually, no, I'll wait for someone to introduce me because that's how things work. I never need to tell anyone who I am because either they know or someone tells them who I am.
That's true. And
Yeah.
and not only will I introduce her, but I will do it in the proper Rivenese protocol.
Neat.
In fact, this doesn't make much sense. Maybe, and then Dash, I want to get your feedback here because I don't want to take a spotlight that doesn't belong to my playbook. But I think I've changed into into something royal, or at least royal adjacent. I don't know that that would be on the ship, but if you allow that kind of BS, Rich, I'm for it.
Sure. What kind
Okay.
of BS have I disallowed in this campaign, honestly?
I know you're the best, man. You're the king of yes, and I love it.
When you look back at the sand and you see there was just one set of footprints, it's when I was carrying you through the BS. Anyway. Sorry, I can't.
And then when you see the footprints with this long line, that's when you have to drag me along.
Cool. So you have introduced
Uh-huh.
you're looking fly and Princess. I think that I think the Night Witch has like a 3D printer on it, and that's how you guys can dress the way you want.
Okay.
It's a model. It's a newer model than the one you looked at long ago, Cincinnati, and laughed at the price. And this is a newer model of 3D printer.
Dang, it's like the best.
Oh,
Best
I
of the
know.
best.
Sorry, is this for your outfit?
Yeah, it's for his outfit.
It's not a 3D printer. It's like a built-in droid that's a sewing machine droid that
I
will
like
like
that.
take your measurements and
I like
That's so
that.
good. That's
Specifically
more
for
Star
that.
Wars. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
that is more
Good.
Star
That
Wars. I
amendment
like
is way better. I love it.
I like it. I like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. You guys
so-
look amazing, and
And I will introduce the princess, and I will introduce myself as Secunda Path. And we'll see what happens. And again, and Dash, if I'm, reel me back in if you need to.
No. Go ahead.
All right.
good stuff. So this woman who I don't have a picture for, but Minix Stanturf, she's very excited. Excellent. We will, of course, make sure that your ship is refueled. And I assume that you are here to speak with the Duchess? She's on planet, but we can, of course, secure a shuttle for you to travel down. You'll be taking your entire entourage.
These are our associates and friends.
I see.
The name's Kaz Kengrave. I am here to collect.
Yes, Master Congrave has kindly escorted me here and protected me from many dangers.
I see. Excellent. Well, I'm sure the Duchess will be more than happy to see all of you. She is a beloved member of our society. And then she will she'll give you guys, like, she will lead you to an area where they have shuttles that head down. There's a space elevator as well, but of course you guys are going to get a shuttle. I'm imagining as much of a terrible thing as these words are about to come out of my mouth, but not unlike a roundabout or runabout from Star Trek land. So little shuttle that has no hyperdrive engines and is nice, built for pleasure, big enough to take a few families down. And if need be, you of course can get the one that's piloted by an RX unit. That is Rich just making a Star Tours joke. That's all that is. But hey,
These guys are notoriously good pilots.
they are. They're so good. Love those guys. Young me thought he was the coolest droid. So cool. Loved him.
Because he can drive.
He could drive. I'm like, I wish I could drive because I am young and don't have driving capabilities. Because young. Yeah. So anything you guys wanted to do during the shuttle ride, and do you avail yourselves of an RX-6 pilot?
Absolutely. I think we need to I would think we need to make sure we have a droid pilot because we're not the best at piloting things, guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and we're here as honored guests, right? I mean, Sin played it all out. These are important people. They
Mhm.
should be rolling out the red carpet for us.
Oh, they certainly are. Just checking in. You guys know what an RX series droid is? Yes, all heads nod. It's okay if you haven't. Okay, cool. So in Disney, there is a thing called
That's what
Star Tours that
that's what I thought it was.
predated Star World Land or whatever. And on Star Tours, it was an amazing ride. It was my favorite ride. And there was a droid who also is in Book of Boba Fett, who got blew the hell up. But it is an RX droid, and he's a whimsical, lovely, darling thing.
Isn't it also in the new Star Wars
Mhm.
land?
Is
Like
it?
as a
Thank God.
cantina?
He's
Yes.
he's in Oga's Cantina. He's a DJ now,
Mhm.
guys.
He's a DJ now.
That's
So Rich,
slick. Love
Rich,
it.
R2 and C3PO now are the MCs for the ride you're talking about, and then they moved that droid, the Sirius RX droid. Yeah, he's a DJ and he like bops up and down, and he's like, yeah.
I'm into that. I'm into that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool beans.
But is this is a super nerdy question? But is the droid in the Book of Boba Fett? Because he was like in a casino, right? Was he being a casino droid?
He was in a casino. He was,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, he was a dealer.
He was a dealer, yeah.
He was at the
So
cantina that the awesome Jennifer
That's
Beals Twi'lek was operating.
yeah. So is that the same droid, or is just a droid that looks like him? You don't know?
No, nothing official,
Okay.
but in my heart, same droid. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, so he gives you guys a bunch of stuff that we ADR over later of all the wonderfulness of Voss, also known as Glimmer.
And that's the Crystal Chapel. Over here, you'll see the lithium mines.
Exactly. But as you guys are headed down, you're gliding across the beautiful crystals, the purples, and they're like pinks and all these beautiful hues on the bluish spectrum. Several of them glow as you pass. You can see the reflection of the shuttle across the surface of some of the diamond areas. And there is, sure enough, a crystalline castle. And the shuttle heads there and hovers down. Tirla, Cincinnati, you see people wearing the livery of like a similar but like different, but it's definitely Riven inspired livery guards here that come off. They don't have any like spears or swords, they just have blasters at their side. But yeah.
That's how you know it's not really Rivenese, because it would be a Vibra sword back on our planet.
Exactly. No vibro swords
Yeah.
here. Seems maybe Tredna Path made a choice there, different from what you might expect, but different path. It's their middle name, I think.
There it is.
Predna Diff Path.
Yeah, so I'm imagining there's this crystal that comes out and forms out almost like a hand. That's where the shuttle lands. So there's this long walk to the castle itself. And as the four of you are walking, a pair of Ruping come around the castle flying, and you see that they have riders, and they soar around, and you don't see your aunt there, just a pair of Ruping riders.
Do these Ruping, specifically the Ruping themselves, look familiar? The reason I'm asking is at one point in time, I was employed by a certain royal family back on a certain planet. I just want to make sure I don't recognize these Ruping.
Oh, you mean certain family like back on Riven?
Right. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how do you tell one rooping from another? I think you may have to engage a move there. I think you trying to figure it out.
Love it. Yeah, I think that's what I am doing, isn't it? All right. Where's my roll 20?
Roll plus int.
Okay.
Remember, your int's a 1. And oh, by the way, you haven't gotten paid, so you're rolling with disadvantage.
It's all right. The force is with me. Maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm force
Um,
sensitive.
You also have Hunter's Nose, right?
Yes, but I don't know. I think Hunter's Nose triggers off of someone you know or you've heard of before. Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay. Yeah, that's good to know because I have to hit first. So disadvantage is 2 lower dice, so 2 plus 1 is gonna give me a 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go ahead and mark that experience. I'll talk about it later.
Well, yes, you do recognize those rooping as being from Riven. You notice it because they have a particular brand near their, the base of their necks, and
Mm.
you just happen to catch it.
I think cause coughs and then goes to elbow Tirla, and I'm sure Tirla has already clocked it.
Then the shuttle
she knows
takes
those
off.
roofing. Oh
By the
no!
way. Yeah.
So out of character, what is significant about them, about you recognizing them, or like who does this belong to?
My worry, my understanding of what we're seeing here. So at one point in the time, Kaz, he my former bond with Tirla was that I worked for her father at a certain point. So I've spent a lot of time around that.
Right.
Riding Rupings is big amongst the nobility. So if I recognize the Rupings of them, that means that they're here.
Yeah,
because Rupines don't usually travel cross space, as we learned in our
Mhm.
very first game when we couldn't get Tirlas into the ship.
Mhm.
So recognizing it, that's what that means to me. At least that is how I'm taking it. So yeah, Kaz just like holds up and he clocks it. Tirla, Sin, Tasha. Is there the droid dropped us off in the shuttle? Nobody else is around us guiding us on, or is there?
Oh no, that's not true. There are a couple of guards wearing the livery and also
Cool. Yeah, so
blasters.
I don't say anything. It's just that cough and gesture.
Oh,
And we don't need a Keystone Coppers if like Kaz can't communicate it to you. You pick it out, Cincinnati, Tirla.
Yeah, I
Oh,
figured
so
as
you
soon
tell-
as I
yeah.
point, they know what they're looking at. They know it.
we would know, I guess. Yeah.
We hear like the soundscape, like a lower bass sound, as when the three of you notice that, and one of the two guards in the livery, please, if you could, this way, please, Princess. They do not like call you Secundo. They don't know you. They see you're wearing nice fancy digs.
Yeah, this is also the first time that Kaz and Toss have heard me call myself Secundo.
Kaz is just like another fake name. Doesn't even clock it.
That's true.
100%.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We do a quick like Lucas style wipe, and you guys come into a larger room, whereupon you see sitting upon the throne that perhaps the Duchess sat upon before is not your aunt, but is instead King. Did we say Kill? Is that how we're pronouncing Kyll? Because I don't think I ever said his first name.
We could say Kyle.
Can we? Should we?
I don't know. Is it better than King Kill?
I don't know.
It's Star Wars, you guys.
I think King Killpath. He's all about, his whole thing is he's stopping the route of progress. It's tough out there.
Should be Kill.
Yeah, it should be Kill.
Is King
I'm kind of down
Killpath.
with Kill. Yeah.
He is seated. Queen Mirren Estreld is standing by him. She has a look of concern because evidently this is him gloating as you guys are coming right to him. And he says, Tirla, I've waited not very long, actually. Not very long at all. I'm not even entirely sure why I bothered to hire this hunter to bring you home, since he was already working for my sister. To bring you here.
I'm not working for you anymore, scuzzball.
And he's going to gesture, and one of the guards is going to pull out a blaster pistol and shoot you. What do you do, Cause?
Ugh. Kaz is, here's the thing about Kaz is he's
almost always armed.
He's
so
almost always armed, and thankfully he had the chance to restock up on the ship.
That's true.
Don't have armor though. I am just fully wearing a jumpsuit. So I think, and he's still hurt. He's still not doing.
Not only
so
is he still hurt, because we screwed up and didn't have you guys get healed. Because
that's all right. He's going to.
You also
attempt to
disadvantage because you haven't gotten paid. But anyway, sorry.
Everything's going really well. Kaz is going to take the shot, assuming it, maybe it's set for stun, but if it's not, he's going to kind of roll with it and try and, oh, I'm dead, but I'm not dead. Obviously, I can take a shot,
obviously.
And then I'm gonna be on the ground angling for a weapon, but he'll let eyes won't be on him if he looks like he's dead on the ground.
Please roll a d10. Let's see how that goes.
I think I would have. I think I'm in like high alert because I know my father to be a major wangrod, and so I will try to push Koss out of the way if I have a chance.
You want to defend him? Okay.
Yeah, I would. I might even take the shot.
Oh, you may have to.
You shouldn't take the shot. Don't take the shot, son.
I don't know, man. My character's on a new
defend.
path. He's being selfless. He's
path?
gonna be heroic. Okay, I'm rolling. You guys are killing me, but like in a good way. Like I secretly love this. All right, here we go. Love all these punts. What do I? +1 for con, +0. Con is +0. All right, guys, wish me luck.
Good luck.
11.
Wow.
An 11 is pretty grand. When you defend, you take up a defensive stance or jump in to protect others. On a 10+, you hold 3 readiness. This is on column A of the basic moves tab because you have a number of things you can spend your readiness 1 for 1. You can suffer an attack's damage instead of your ward halve or cut in half an attack's effect or damage. Draw all attention from your ward, that would be caused, to yourself. Strike back at an attacker and deal your damage at disadvantage. And you get 3 choices.
Yep, I'm going to hold one of those. I'm going to use one to suffer the attack and effects, and another one to half it.
Cool. And just so we're like all in the same space, huge half a football field sized space, inspired by Flash Gordon movie, crystalline everywhere, beautiful crystal raised dais with the crystal like hand throne that the king is in, and there are a dozen or so guards here, but there aren't a whole lot of people here. All right, so you have.
I love this hand motif you've got going. That's cool.
Thank you.
All right.
So have the damage, and no, you can't have it all the way down to 1. No.
Okay.
He rolled so good.
So what's the damage die that I roll?
D10.
D10. Oh, that's.
Oh
right.
wait, sorry. What's the damage die you roll if you're doing the your damage with disadvantage?
No.
Based off your class.
I'm taking the damage. I'm taking a D10 damage.
Oh,
right?
but
roll a D10.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. What were you going to say?
I was going to say I thought the damage was already there.
Did you already roll it, Cody?
What'd
I rolled I rolled a 10.
Oh, hey, see, there you go. You get 5.
I take
Hey,
5
you halved
damage.
You took 5 damage. Hey, thank you very much, Stephen and Cody. Foo on you for staying quiet, buddy. Foo on you. For who?
I didn't know, so I stayed quiet.
No, it's all good. You stay. You could.
No, I didn't know. I promise.
We're all good. We're all good.
Okay, so I'm at 11 HP. Oh man, so What does that look like when I get hit?
Oh man, is it a jump in front thing? Is it a push him out of the way in your shot thing? What does
Dude, we're
that
gonna
look like?
go extra dramatic. It's like I jump in front of Cause, but like I turn into him, and so like the shot hits me in the back, and Cause is holding me as I am. If that's cool with you, Cody, Cause is holding me as I'm like, oh god, oh.
And the
that's
camera
great.
zooms in on your eyes with that look of shock, like I just got shot.
Yes, yes, exactly that. Oh man, I love it. That's exactly what happened.
I think Kaz is holding Sin, and he's. You really ruined my plan, Sin. Sorry, you got shot in the back, but I had kind of a plan coming into this,
You know, we never stick to the plan anyway.
and it never works out for us, does it?
I don't think it worked out for me this time.
Take them all. and now they're like drawing out weapons and
Oh my gosh.
do not
I-
harm Tirla, he says. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to get right up in his face now.
Oh, so you're now
because-
going to like cross the long distance? It's fine, you can, but I just want to make sure it's clear. He didn't like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
happened the minute you guys were brought in. So
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is
yeah,
some
sure.
distance to cover.
I'm going to like start walking, like striding forward towards him and just being very angry, yelling at him and kind of trying to, I think I'm trying to draw everyone's attention so that
Ooh.
Kos and Sin and Tossa can deal with this in some way because I know they can do it. It's just that they need the opportunity. I trust
Okay.
that they can do it.
Okay. You have a number of moves you could engage here. This is right in your wheelhouse, Tirla Path.
Yeah.
It's really upon, do you want to inspire them? Do you want to try to flaunt your superiority here? Because your father, the king, just said, do not
yeah.
harm her to his people, his guys.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use my new move, the flaunt superiority. So when I insult and threaten an intelligent creature, which I guess he qualifies as an intelligent creature. So
Got him. Fucking got him, Rich. How do you feel about that, dude?
I feel amazing. I'm a fan of your characters. Good job.
yeah, so I'm going to throw every insult I can think about him at how terrible a king he is and what a coward he is and all of those things.
Awesome.
Just in order to make sure that he's angry at me, so his focus is on me, and hopefully that means that everyone else is focusing on me as well.
That sounds very cool. And this flaunt superiority means you're going to roll plus cha. Now, friends, I have placed a name on the 6-tick clock that is in column A of the party tab called Riven Guards. It's a 6-tick clock. That is what it will take to defeat these guards. While you are fighting them, they're going to be doing damage to all of you, even the one with the weird wooden arm. But it looks like a cool glove, so they don't even know that. Tirla, what did you roll with your charm?
I haven't rolled yet, but I'm rolling now, and it's a 9.
Ooh. Okay. On
On
a hit, they're angry at you, and all their focus is on you. Nice. Nice. Your father stands up, gallivanting all over the galaxy like some fool girl. Come here now. And he's just like, he's totally focused on you. Your mother is like worried, and Aunt Tredna.
She's there?
Yeah,
Our
yeah,
mommy's
she's there. She was like, she looked concerned when you guys first walked in. She was standing by the throne with like a hand on the throne. And yeah, I think your aunt isn't there. Like she isn't present in the throne room. Cool.
Right now, where are you at? I think whenever it is convenient, I've been in this room long enough to get a read. I'd like to roll discern realities if possible.
Yeah, you should do that. That
Okay,
seems like
let's-
a good idea.
Let's do that. That's like my one. That's like my one thing I'm good at is scoping out things.
Analyze. Roll plus whiz. Or
Okay.
whiz, as I like to call it.
Whis. Oof, 7. So at least I get a question.
You do. You get a question. Either way, you're going to gain advantage on your next move that acts on the answer.
Okay. Well, I also have a bad feeling about this. You know, considering we're now on our way to being imprisoned and I got shot, you know.
Yeah, that bad feeling's called pain, Sin.
Yeah, is that what that was?
Cool.
Okay.
So you get 3 questions effectively.
I guess when you spend a moment surveying an area, ask the GM 2 of the following questions.
Please ask me if there's
Yeah.
a trap or ambush here, because that will make me laugh.
But the trap or ambush could be from someone else. So actually, is there a trap or ambush here? Like, I specifically want to know, are our parents in cahoots with the Empire at all?
So I'll answer by saying no more than anyone else who lives in Zenju's empire.
All right, cool.
However, you ask the question, and I have to answer honestly. You glance and you see that there are a couple of little emitters that have been hastily installed at the steps. There is a force screen between you and your father. If you were to fire a blaster bolt at him right now, it would just. That is a thing that you notice because of that question.
Okay, cool. Let's ask from the general DR. What here is useful or valuable to us?
Useful or valuable to you in this space?
I guess what's the plan here, guys? We're trying to escape.
Oh, it's very open to the air. If you had some way for alternate traversal, you could get around in this beautiful throne room quite easily.
Could I add some BS to that? I think there's
Sure.
an open platform where the roopings can like land.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Sweet.
For sure.
That's awesome. And
Tredna had it installed a while ago because she just, couldn't be arsed to let go there. She wanted to be able to land her rooping right freaking here.
I like it. Can we say it's also like Rivenese architecture to do that?
Sure.
To just
I like
leave
that. That's good.
leave large rooms open, buildings open.
It's almost
for
like a
roopings.
buttress look to it, but it's actually a a rooping landing area.
Cool. Fellas, what should my next question be? What do you guys think?
I'm not the one asking questions. I refuse to play your games.
And Dash and Steven?
Which move was this?
Discern realities.
You can either ask a question from column E, discern reality, or you haven't asked your second question from I've got a bad feeling about this. You did. So, either of those, right?
Yeah, I
You
guess.
get 2 from I got a bad feeling, and then from the move, you get 1 from analyze.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only one I can see on the realities that's useful, or potentially, I think, is what here is not what it appears to be. That could reveal something interesting.
Yeah, let's go with that. Well, here's not what it appears to be.
Okay, I have Star Wars canon to call upon to justify myself.
Here it is. Let's hear it.
This is bad though.
Hey,
This is a reach because I didn't realize that I'd have to have something that isn't what it appears to be. What are you going to say, Cisco?
Rich allows me all the BS, so you can add whatever BS you want, as far as I'm concerned, Rich.
Here's the BS I'm throwing at you. Anyone, we do have safety tools. If anyone's like, dude, that's too dumb, I X card your stupidity. somehow, Cincinnati, you know that's not really your mom.
I knew it. I knew it. She would have recognized me right away, and she would have run up to me and she would have hugged me. I would have been the prodigal son of Riven, and she didn't do that. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
All right, Cisco's committed to the bit. I feel better. All right, good. So that's the answer.
Okay. I'm going for it. I'm leaning on it hard. And I go, J'accuse! God! And I call my father by his full name. Like,
Ooh.
Kill Deronius Path, son of Falangor, son of Detramer. That is not your wife.
Yeah. He just a smile cracks on his face and he starts doing the like bad guy cackle. Hey, Toss a break. Can you please roll a d10 of damage because they are shooting at you?
Yeah, sure thing.
No.
That's a 3.
Not so bad. You take 3. If you have armor, apply the armor. But you get shot. Yeah, I think that's a sucky thing to do. But yeah, these guys are looking to carry out their orders, which is to dispatch you. What do you do? Toss
Sorry,
away.
real quick. I should have applied armor to that getting shot in the back, right?
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
for
cool.
sure.
All right, let
If
me
you
change it. Sorry.
feel that you're wearing armor along with these really nice dope clothes that you have, that you want to look all fancy.
Sin
Oh,
always wears a little armor plate on his back. He's always getting stabbed in the back, running away.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
it would make sense. I am a scoundrel.
Not arguing that.
Yeah.
You are definitely a scoundrel. So do apply that armor. Tassa Bray, what would you like to do in response as you just got shot by somebody with a nice little blaster pistol?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll this first before I describe it. I'm gonna use telekinesis. And
Let's go.
you know, if things are bad, you know, if I roll poorly, then we can deal with that. Now it'll change the narration, but that's a 7. That's not
Okay.
great. That's trading damage, right? Oh, so what this looks like on screen is I think whenever I get shot, and it's kind of a glancing blow.
Mm-hmm.
Even better. I reach up with that gloved hand, and that shot kind of glances off of it, and now we can see like a score mark, like, you know, charred wood underneath the glove.
Nice.
Yeah. And I reach up and we hear this rumble and this crystalline. You said it's open to the air, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
So
there's a big Hong ceiling, but it's very open to the air on the sides.
Part of that crystalline ceiling starts to rumble and fall down, and I'm gonna roll my damage, but I can manipulate an object the size or weight of a small spaceship.
Oh God.
And this is gonna be, I think my damage is D6, so it's gonna be D6 plus 1 with 2 piercing.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
And it's only a couple of points of damage.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that I will tick off one of the ticks on the Riven Guard's clock, and we get to see the wonderful animation there of that thing. Because thanks to Cody who challenged me to come up with it.
Let's
I
go.
just want to use it. Awesome. That is fantastic. Let's cut over to Cause Kingrave, who thought he was going to be doing a dramatic death scene, and turns out is just kind of laying there like a putz because Cincinnati had to steal your thunder.
Yeah. So I well, actually, it was redirected, right? So he ended up catching Sin.
Oh, true, right.
He's going to, you know, okay, that changes.
By the way,
things.
there's a whole sub community of people who've been shipping you guys for
good
9.5 game sessions.
Yeah, and Kaz is holding him ever so close. The grip is tight
all the time,
but it's in his hand. The thing is,
just
his right
kiss.
hand
God
is reaching down between them, and it's reaching deep. And he pulls out A thermal detonator, perhaps. Let's find out. Yeah, I'm going to try and throw a thermal detonator and cause just an insane ruckus to get out of here.
That sounds
So
amazing.
I have to roll to pull out a weapon. I'm
Mhm,
rolling 3d6 plus 2. Take the lower 2. I get a 1 and a 3. That's going to be 4 plus 2 is 6. So I fail in my effort.
Okay.
Can I assist them? I gotta try and assist here if possible.
Yeah, I think you could take an assist from this, right, Cody? You think?
I mean, I almost don't know. Here's why I'm almost thinking I don't know. The only thing I'm fighting against here, or I'm operating against, is whether or not I have it. It's not like I'm defying danger where it's like, oh, you could take cover or whatever. It's like, do I have it or not? And I'm trying to see if there's anything about like if I fail, like can you do it but lose a stock or something? But I don't think so. I think you just don't get it. Well,
And then Rich makes a hard move.
And then Rich makes a
know.
hard move.
So
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
So
I don't know about that. I think.
I have a completely BS way that I can justify helping too.
Let's make it
if
quick.
you real quick,
I'm
if you
realizing time, so
yeah, I just want to know real quick if you helped, what would it look like? Like, I mean, if you helped, like, and it succeeds, how does it help? How does it change with a disadvantage? Does it change? Do I roll again? Does it just bump it up? But I forget how help works.
yeah. So this one's weird. I would just say roll another die, and it could replace
one of the 3. Okay.
Yeah, one of the 3. That's how
I say since we're running out of time, I fail. It doesn't work. Take a hard move, Rich. That's what I say.
You okay with that? That sounds great. Awesome. Yeah, you reach out to pull out a weapon, and you have a thermal detonator in your hand. However, and check in, Steven, make sure this is cool with you. Yanking a spaceship-sized bit of crystal from the roof is causing it to become very unstable.
Yeah.
And so it, like, you hear the shatter of glass and the crack along the roof above your heads and the heads of everyone here as the ceiling starts to shatter and pieces are beginning. It's raining crystal, these beautiful crystals. You see all kinds of like mirror images of each other and the like. And that's just, a problem. I'll go ahead and put up a 4-tick clock of falls, and I'll put a tick on that. There we go. Sweet. Yeah, Kaz, you've got a thermal detonator because that can only make my clock move faster. Feel free to thermal detonate somebody. That sounds amazing. What a very heroic move for you to pull off.
Well, if I have it,
Steven.
I'm gonna hurl it into a wall. Yeah, if you let me have it and it's a danger, I'm gonna trigger it and toss it into a wall, hopefully blow it out, and it's gonna cause something, whether it takes out guards, whether it gives us an exit, whether it
What's your primary intent?
My primary intent is for us. My primary intent is to cause enough of a violent distraction that we can run.
Okay, absolutely.
That's
go
the
ahead and volley. And don't forget, you still haven't been paid. The hardest.
I don't think I'm going to get
move
paid
I've
on this
made.
job.
I don't
That's
think
what
you are.
Jesus.
Oh, it's such a tease.
All right, and volley is dex. I leveled up and raised my dex by 1, so it's a 2 now. I get a 1 and a 1, and a +2 is a 4. So just
yeah, you.
So is this something that I could potentially help with? Would you like help with that?
Yeah, Steven, help me out with this one, baby.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can't move with the force. We have 1 bond, so let's see. So let me see if I can help. So that's an 11 to help. And
Is that a TK
basically
thing?
I'm sorry, does it tick anything?
Is that like a tell? I'm sorry. You tell
Yes.
us. I just I got all excited. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's a telekinetic. I see the
I
thermal
fumble
detonator,
it.
is kind of tossed, but it's going not where it should. and I
Mhm.
help angle it where Cause was aiming at.
It's so good. Roll a d6, cause Kingrave, and you can
All right,
swap
and this
out
will
one of
replace
those
one of my ones. A 3, so 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 2 is a 6. So
Amazing.
I'll still
It nestles just where you both think would be the perfect spot, and it does very much blow a hole open in the side. Also, letting me tick the ceiling falls to clock, and everyone may roll a d6. Hey, good news! One of the Riven guards is killed by a crystal, like a giant crystal, just and the camera does not go down to show him getting splatted, but we all know he was freaking paled.
all right.
Uh,
D6 of roof damage. Your
D6
boy
roof.
Kaz is gonna take a 6. There's a 6. Great. Love rolling maxes on damage dice against myself.
Twice.
Yeah. I'm a
Luckily,
hero.
one you got protected from, so it's all good. It was halved. And it was.
I just got a 1, so I don't see what the problem is.
You
But
were so far
sometimes-
away up with your
Yeah.
dad, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's good to be nobility. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, the crystals know who not to fall on.
Nice. We'll worry about Cisco when he gets back. What about Fortassa?
I'm sorry, I rolled a 3.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
awesome.
So with armor, I'll only take a point.
Okay, good. Wow, yeah, you're very armored. Oh, right, because some of it's like force energy. And
It's
stuff
force
like that.
armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we see in the movies whenever the stormtroopers can never shoot them.
Like plot
It's
armor.
force armor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just read Cody's thing. Tyrla, your father has stood up. He's angry at you, and he looks to your mother, his wife, and says, "Fetch her for me." And your mother just kind of drops and starts walking, and she steps through the force screen. I'm imagining it kind of a little bit like one of those force screens at a certain speed, but if you walk through it, it's fine. And the semblance that looked like your lovely mother falls away, and we see a proxy droid is revealed because the force screen caused it to dissipate for a moment, and then it flickers back to life, and she pulls out a little stun stick and walks up to you and says, in your mother's a perfect imitation of your mother's voice, "You needn't fight, Tyrla. Please, just come home with us. You need to give him an heir."
I'm gonna shoot the droid.
That sounds amazing. Please do so. Blast
So
him.
I've had my pistol, my blaster pistol, like behind in the small of my back. So I just reach behind, pull it out, and blast it.
Nice. Go ahead and roll volley. That's 2d6 plus your dexterity.
My dexterity, which is 2.
Woo, you are super dexterous.
I have been leveling up, so that's an 8.
Nice. On a 7 to 9, you can choose one. You deal your damage, but you choose one, whichever you choose to deal your damage. You have to move to get a shot, placing you in danger of the GM's choice. I'll just tell you, the GM's choice is for you to get whacked, so I can try out these cool new stun rules that we created. We've used already, but I like them. Take what you can get. You have disadvantage on your on your damage roll, or you have to take several shots, reducing your ammo by 1. And we never really talked about ammo for.
It's the first one. I have to let her get close so that I can be sure to hit. It's basically that.
Delightful. Go ahead and roll your damage. You're at
Right.
D6.
I think I have a D6, right?
You do.
1d6. No modifier on that. That's a 2. That's not great.
Awesome. Yeah, you shoot and it like glances. You hear the metal sound, right? Because the hologram is not protecting it. It flutters again, and you see those weird alien eyes of the robot.
Please don't fight. Don't make this hard on yourself.
And then she stabs into you with the stun stick and lights up, and we have the little electrocution face over your eyes there, and you are now stunned. So we will engage our stun rules. Stun damage, non-lethal damage. You take stun damage. You're defying danger to do anything at all. Wow. I feel bad that I've stunned you twice, but not that bad.
Oh, no,
So,
no, that's fine.
awesome. Yeah, so it's a thing where she stabs you, it stabs you, you get electrocuted for a moment, and then we will cut to Toss of Bray as you just saw what happened to your friend Tear the Path. Also cause in Cincinnati, they're in rough shape too. They just look desperate. What do you wish to do, Toss of Bray?
I think I'm gonna grab a hold of that proxy droid and toss it into the guards.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and let's see what that looks like, because I've got to roll something which is bad. Let's see. That's a 10. Haha, I got something good.
Nice. Now, with your 10, remember our clock rules.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want, you can take a 7 to 9 result with this and do 2 ticks to the Riven Guard's clock. Or you take the 10 plus and you tick 1 on the Riven Guard's clock.
And let's see. This is hack and slash. Okay, fight. So I'll take the 7 to 9 results. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're doing a hack and slash, and you're taking the 7 to 9, which means your mover works mostly, but you suffer your enemy's attack. I'm going to say that, like, this thing wasn't focused on you because Tirla had used that move to grab the focus.
Yeah.
But instead, you're shot by one of the guards. So
yeah,
let's have you. So you're with the 7 to 9 is 2 ticks on the Riven Guards. It also is harming the proxy droid, and we will have you roll a d10 because these guys have they're souped up blaster rifles and they're trained for this, or blaster pistol. They're trained for this. So roll a d10 and good luck.
That is a 3.
With your
so
armor,
I pick up. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up the proxy droid and just it flies through the air like protesting and tumbles into the guards, but I think a couple of them fire in the direction of the projectile and then basically, hit me in the process.
Awesome. Yeah. I imagine there's like a camera, like they use a couple of drones over top of this because there's all this lasers going back and forth. And I imagine there are these beautiful purple lasers that are being shot from these high-powered blaster pistols at you guys. And then some of them are glancing and bouncing off of the crystals. They're crystal shards that have come and slammed into the beautiful crystalline floor. It looks bad. Yeah, it looks bad. Oh, King, he looks fine, though. He's good. So it's all good. They are very pretty. All of these lasers are beautiful. Sweet. So who hasn't gone in a bit? I just want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. I don't want anybody who's been sitting on.
Cincinnati is the last. He went first, essentially.
That's good. We'll pick up with that, and when Cisco can step back in. So let's circle right back to Tirla Path. So you no longer have someone in your way. Your father, who was, of course, doing his cackling thing, he is now a little concerned because someone just used the force to pick up his heavy and tossed it out of your way. So Tirla Path, there's a moment where your father seems a little concerned.
Yeah. I'll just keep. Oh, sorry, we still don't have a way out of here, right?
Oh, there's a big hole in there. This place you came from, and then the looping landing path. You have a few possible.
We got pterodactyls, man.
Yeah, I think. Ooh, yeah, I think I'm just going to dash for the big hole and like whistle for one of the groupings.
Nice.
And then I'm just like falling out of there because I'm all stunned and just trusting that it catches me.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Defy danger.
Oh, that's so. I got literal chills.
That's so good.
So do I first defy danger to resist
We'll
the
roll it all.
stun
I don't want to
damage?
roll to do a roll. So I think
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
doing is I do think you need to like endure this though, because you
Yeah,
are
yeah,
stunned.
this is totally calm, right?
Yep. That feels right to me.
Yeah. So I have a +0. Yeah, I'm rolling it. It's an 11.
Oh, that's amazing. It's amazing. Oh man. So you like run through the hole and dive out. You stumble, right? It's not beautiful, but you're just
No.
grit. And you dive out and whistle. And here comes some bullshit. It's Teresh. Like they brought your favorite rouping for you.
Of course it is, man.
And it flies into you, land, and there's a moment where you have to grab onto the rein and you almost slide off, and the rouping just like adjusts mid-air to try to give you as much space as possible. And then Teresh flies, and your father. So that's why she loved that thing. Cool. Cause Kingrave.
Yeah.
There are several ticks of bad guys still meaning you harm.
Yeah, I think Cause is so Sin's in his arms. Cause is going to do his best to run towards this newly made exit. It's what he wanted. It might not have happened exactly like he wanted, but that's what he was going for. And he's going to run Dragon Cincinnati with him to try and get to this rouping.
Oh, sweet. By the way, Cisco, you missed that a bunch more crystals fell down from the ceiling and everyone got a D6 of damage. So if you could please roll that D6 for me real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to kill you because you're like you're a giant sponge for hit points, but I just don't want you to miss out on the fun. That's really what I'm
a
asking.
sponge, but okay. I took 4. Do I apply my
You do.
my armor? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All
You're
right.
cut several times, and just like it's revealing like a little like chest muscle, kind of looks kind of hot. Awesome.
Oh, like a little
Cause,
sternum bush?
Yeah, a little sternum bush. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Unless Sakuno did some like body shaving for the presentation. I don't know.
You know,
I don't
up until
judge.
this moment, he would have been that he manscaped like that. But if we
Mhm.
have a moment now to show the little sternum bush, we're gonna lean into that. So
There we go.
Yeah.
So, cause you're looking to just
Steven is
get the
like,
hell
"Oh my
out of here.
Yep.
I think you're defying danger, right? You're just trying to get out.
Yep. Define danger with Dex, I imagine.
Feels right. Speed, agility. Oh, by the way, you still haven't been paid.
Yeah. No, I don't think I'm ever going to get paid.
I don't
Here it
know if
comes.
this-
A 2 plus a 1, because those are my least ones, and then a plus a 2 is a 5. So I'm going to get a 5, Rich. I'm going to fucking get a 5.
I'm so sorry. Not really, but I am sorry, but kind of. But anyway, this is amazing. Yeah, you grab Cincinnati, you start, and you get lit up. Please roll me a D10. I'm just going with the simplest answer, which is you get shot the hell up.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I think
Makes
it's
sense.
several shots. It just equals one D10, but it's like a few shots. You're like
Okay.
doing the boss moment.
Before any dice hit the table, what were you going to say, Sin?
I was gonna say I'm gonna try to defend him again. I think
You still have a hold from defend before, don't you?
Let's go, Steven. Let's go. My man.
So good.
Man.
All right.
Yes.
Sweet.
This is it. I'm gonna take the hits here.
You're gonna take it? Oh,
yeah, I
so
think
brave.
so. Yeah.
Roll
All
high.
right.
I mean,
do you want to roll it or do you want me to roll it? Because I'm rolling really hot for damage.
He's
Yeah,
been maxing out his damage.
We need to roll low. Okay, we need to roll low.
All right, so you need to roll it because otherwise I will kill you.
Okay. All right. Now here's here's what has been happening. Okay, well, I walked away out of character. What happened is there was a piece of crystal that fell on me, and that's why Cause had to drag me. I was out for a little bit. Okay. But as I wake up, there's these crystals falling, right? And like we get a slow-mo moment and I see my own reflection, right? And people will talk about this moment in cinema forever. Where this was the representation of Sin peering into himself. Okay. And this is where the director let the audience know this. Okay. So ergo vis-a-vis, this is what motivates him from trying to save his now friend. Used to be just colleague, but now amigo. Okay. All right. So I'm rolling a what?
A
You're rolling
D10.
a D10. You want
All
to
right.
roll low.
You need to
Here we
roll to survive.
I rolled a 9.
Oh, no.
But I am one lucky SOB, so I'm going to use a luck
Yes!
point to re-roll that damage. Is that
You
okay?
can't roll worse. I mean, you could. but
Okay.
you probably
No,
won't.
okay. So here's what happened. I had 0 luck, but I'm assuming
Yes.
that through the travel we made camp, and I got my 3
For
luck
sure,
points
for sure.
back.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. All right. Can't roll.
We should have done
Can't-
make camp rules. That's definitely a note for future Rich.
Okay. Cool.
Close.
All right. I took 6. That's better. We're gonna do that.
Okay. And my
So I am at
armor, that's
3
a 5 that
HP.
comes through. Oh,
Oh, and it just
Look.
glowed red. I have a feeling that's telling me that I might see the black gate soon.
Sweet. Yeah, cause you should have been lit up there, but Cincinnati again maneuvers. He just came out of it and they moved around again to sacrifice himself for you, Cause.
I think Kaz, Sin spins and takes the shots, and Kaz is still holding Sin. He's, you could have just walked on your own and helped me. You didn't have to take the shots, Sin.
Why are you so brave? All right, that's the
so-
moment that Sin will start walking on his own. He is back now to his.
Sure,
full
his 3 hit
abilities.
point full abilities, 3 hit point
Mhm.
set. Yes, and I think cause you fail with the defy danger, so I think the two of you are looking out at there's an exit. It just goes down. So what are you going to do? We cut to Tossa Bray. The king is now still like, where's Tierla going? He's going over to his throne. He's like reaching in to grab a comm link to try to tell his security forces to secure Tierla path. What do you do, Tossa Bray? Oh, and also Cincinnati and Cause are standing at the precipice of an exit.
Also representing the precipice.
It's true. There's
Okay. I'm not exactly sure, but this is a little bit Star Warsy.
Uh-huh.
I want to see if I can pick up the king with telekinesis. So let me roll that first, and we'll see how it looks.
Okay.
2d6 plus 3. Right? Well, that's an 8. So how about if I pick up the king and I throw him out the open hole?
Regicide was
So,
not on my bingo card, but that's good.
I want to basically put the X card on the table. You know, this is 2 of the PC's parent, right? But the reason I started out with this is because it's very Star Wars. You know, someone falls down the hole, they've got to be dead, right? They'll never come back.
Totally.
Right. So, what do y'all think? Are y'all okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the man literally changed my name.
Yeah.
So
It's not good.
he's
He's a dingus.
dingus is a good word.
We don't have to deal. I don't think that's damage.
No.
It's just out the window.
Yeah,
and
he's gone and
right.
dead.
But
Yeah, he's super dead.
I rolled a 7 to 9, so I take damage.
Yeah.
Or I take whatever you want, you know, for that mixed result.
Oh, yeah. I think what I want for that mixed result is to tick another Ceiling Falls. And yeah, because you guys, Cincinnati and Cause, like I think you're at that point of like you can step slightly in the hole and a lot of the ceiling falling isn't going to hit you. But yes, toss the king out of the window. King kill path. I love it. But I think Tassa, you're there. So I would like you to roll a d6.
Certainly.
And I'm
got a 3.
taking 1 tick on the Riven Guards because they are getting hit by crystals at this point. And there's just 1 Riven Guard left. And I think looking at time, it feels like that Riven Guard is going to get the hell out of here because the king just got thrown in. He's like, long live the king. The king is dead. Long live the queen.
Allegedly thrown out the window. It could have been a crystal to push them out.
Could have been.
It could have been another
definitely.
one of those stupid proxy droids. I mean,
The
they keep popping
scream.
up everywhere, so. Oh, let's hear the scream, Will. Let's hear the scream.
Oh yeah, we'll do the scream
Yes.
because I get an opportunity to do the thing, and so it's a piece of my own bullshit.
Very
He
nice.
falls to the screen. I mean, it's not quite as long. I would probably stretch that out a little bit longer. Extended Wilhelm scream remix or something. Maybe.
Yeah, with the Doppler effect of it fading as he
Exactly.
falls. Yeah.
Perfect. And Tirla, you flew the rooping away. You see your father fall to his death, and I think like there's 1 guard. He bugs out. This encounter, the combat encounter, is over. We are over time. So with the idea that we may revisit this, I don't want to do epilogues that like shut doors, but I would very much like to feel like you guys are able to wrap up. So I'd like to start with Secundo, aka Cincinnati, and end with Tirla Path. And if you guys can each give me like a little mid-credit sequence, in credits, little bit of an epilogue, but don't kill your character. It's my request to you. Save me that. I mean, I got close, and just don't take it away from me.
No disintegrations.
No disintegration.
Cool. So, Cincinnati, what is our mid-credit sequence that we see with Cincinnati?
Okay, so for my epilogue, I do need to know. So that was our father, but that was not my mother. That was a faker.
Proxy droid, yes.
Oh, it was a proxy droid. Wow. Okay. So with my father defenestrated to his presumed death, maybe.
Exactly.
I don't know if Tirla's gonna say
He's gone until a hard move gives him back to me.
All right. I think I go back to our planet, and I think my mother welcomes me back, and we have this moment where, I say this is gonna be very complicated, and she's just like, "I'm glad you're home. We'll figure it out." And so Cincinnati, we don't know his future. Does he go back to the planet? Does he continue being a scoundrel? What happens? We don't know. But we do have a moment, and I want any and all of y'all that want to be a part of this, man, we just have like a post-credit like heist montage of us going back to Arcs and getting back our rickety ship and Rosie. Like, we just have to, yeah.
All right.
That's the epilogue.
Kaz or Tassa, who'd like to go next with their mid-credit sequence?
I'll go. I think that dovetails into exactly what I was thinking. So I think we see back on Arcs, we see the hallway, we see a hallway, and I think there's actually some blaster fire going back and forth, and we see our friend Nabana that we had seen earlier, and she's laying down some covering fire as some of her people are, basically what we're seeing is like a revolt from the slaves that were there on Nabana, and we see a figure in like a brown cloak step forward, and it's all covered, and then then Tassa reaches up and pulls down the cloak, and we get a good image of the arm as she pulls it down, and it's like Furiosa and Fury Road, except made out of wood instead of metal.
Literal chills.
Yeah. And then basically she just does kind of a shoving method, and the guards at Arcs that are fighting against the slave freedom people are just shoved off to the side.
That's crazy. I love
Yeah.
it. Cool. What about our buddy Cause?
Yeah, for Cause, I think his epilogue scene perhaps takes place before this. The uprising of Arcs. We see him get out of a space pickup truck and close the door, take off the last piece of his armor and give it to the guy for the lift. And we see him shuffling, limping down the hallway to an office. The door opens. He looks at Sadie and he says, Sadie, I gotta get paid. Just any job will do. I just need to get paid. And that ends on Cause.
That's amazing. So sad.
Poor Cause.
Nice. So I'm gonna pocket in because I said Tear of the Past going last. I'm gonna pocket in. Oh no, like this is one of those like cheap little. Yeah, it's cheap. So I'll. Do you want to go first? Here, Undish, do you want to go first? This is a totally like real short thing. Do you want me to like pocket in
Throw
before?
it in. Just go for it.
Okay, cool. It's a moment where Cincinnati is sitting on like he's in the Duchess Gambit, but we can see he must be like it must be at a spaceport because he's not in space. The door opens up. He turns around expecting maybe Cause, but instead we see Maria Samian, and she's got a blaster pistol, and she says, "You killed my sister, you." Pew! And then she's firing, and it's just showing her, and she fires the blaster. What is the in credit sequence for Tear of the Path?
This is, I think we see a brief flash just with a slave uprising, but this is the real epilogue is later. We're in like a really seedy cantina somewhere in the galaxy.
Yes.
And a couple of or somewhere we're still in the general. We're somewhere in the galaxy. There's a couple of like probably bounty hunters up at the bar talking about, yeah, I heard there's another bounty out for that princess who disappeared, and we see Tierla in disguise, like just a hood. That's the Star Wars disguise.
That's
right?
all you need.
Yeah. And but she's not dressed in her usual like fine clothes. She's kind of more anonymous, and she tells them, no point in that. The princess is dead, and then she walks out of there.
Nice. The princess is dead. What a great way to end it. Music swells, and the last credits where they give credit to like all the various translations of this series happen, and then the end question mark is the last thing that we see. Thank you all so much. This was a delightful series. You are an incredibly talented group. Yes.
I have a teaser right at the very end of all of that. What we see is that crystalline world of Vix. Is that the right name?
Of Voss.
Of Voss. And we see the king's cape kind of flutter down and land there on the crystal, and then it cuts to black. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Revenge of the King.
Amazing.
Path.
Amazing.
Good stuff. You guys are good at credit stuff. That was awesome. It's definitely time. Yeah, it's definitely time. Do you guys want to do stars so we can marinate? Or we folks need to go? I know one of you is not home, so
no, I can stay. I'm good.
Okay.
Let's stay.
All right. Let's do a few stars, and then we will call it a series. Who'd like to go first with stars?
I'm gonna go first. I'm too excited. Biggest start to Steven, man, for the scene with the hand and then the meditation. That was like that nailed Star Wars feels, man.
Mhm.
Just all of you guys, man. Every time I went, like you guys gave me goosebumps like 6 times. Like you guys are just amazing. Way to like end it, Rich. Like I don't like I thought that was a strong ending, you know, like a
Thanks.
real ramped up with a combat. I feel like that was very good for the system. I loved it. I thought the proxy droid thing was perfect, actually. I thought it was very good.
Yay!
Yeah. And then I have a note from just playing great setup question asking me about the ant. Like I just love when GMs build a world with the players. And amazing moment when you jumped out that window and call for
Yeah.
the Ruben midair. Amazing. Amazing.
That was so
Um,
good.
Yeah, and then I really wanted to see you whip out that detonator, Cody. I really did. But just the fact that that's where your brain went, I'm like, that's awesome. That is Star Wars right there. And then you giving your last piece of armor on your epilogue, that was super dope. Loved it. I don't know, guys. I have tons more stars. I could literally go on and on, but I won't.
Thank you. Thank you for those stars. It's lovely. Who'd like to go next with stars?
I'll go.
Uh,
Nope. Too bad, Steven. I said it first. Even if it was a hotel internet delay, I get to go now. No. Yeah. Stars. Big stars to everybody for the system, for the series. Hacking it as we went, adding new things as we needed it. I just want to throw a star for that specifically. Steven, carving up the wood block into an arm, the sickest thing that could be possibly done. I love it. I'm all about that. Cisco, how I love that you were pushing your character's growth. Like I feel like there's a lot of times where you play and you're like, oh, in my head, I'm going to do this now instead. And if you're not aware of what that person's thinking or their reasoning, you might be like, why are they behaving in a way that doesn't seem conducive? And that was never the case with Cincinnati. You always were like, he's doing this, and maybe it's we see that he's stewing on something. So I don't know, I think that's a big star of just like driving your character growth forward and making people aware of like, yeah, this is why it's happening, right? It's like, it's not just what we've seen, it's him reflecting on these things. So yeah, huge star there. Anders, the running and jumping on the roofing, yes, absolutely. That is top quality shit. I'm here for it. And the epilogue of the princess is dead. Get out of here. What a baller way to be like,
So
"Oh,
good.
see you next time, dog." Like that was awesome. Yeah, I loved it.
That was really wicked. Steven, you spoke up before and were denied.
Yeah.
You can take
I've got a number of things that are a little bit they're really more questions. So I agree, this was exactly, what made this series so good is kind of my question. And it's, of course it's the players, right?
Mhm.
Everybody really brought it and brought their characters, and the characters were so interesting. And my questions are, is it because we played for 10 sessions? I think that was really good, but I'm not sure that answers why the series felt so good. Was it because the system seems to push how hard it is, and our rolls were really bad, so we were taking damage, and we ended up in jail once or twice and getting captured and all that kind of stuff. And did that make the series really good, or just I think it's just that everybody rolled with it whenever something bad happened, and if I remember correctly, the first session we had to have the discussion of like, do we all die here, and how do we go forward with this? And everybody just played everything out, and it was just fantastic. I also want to point out, so I like, getting new moves and all that kind of stuff. At the end of this session, I likely would have been 7th level out of 10 sessions, right? So that is a lot of failure. I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah.
What
it
level were
was.
you, Cody, or was Cause?
I ended up at 5 at the start of this session, I believe.
Wow, that is Steven, you're right. That is very significant. Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And the fact that all of us are in that 5 to 6 kind of range says we failed a lot during this and leveled every other session. Yeah.
Yeah, almost every session. Like it averaged out to almost every session.
But I think it really stands up to, failing forward. The story went forward and we told a great story and everything felt really good. Yeah, that's what I get out of it. So yeah, kudos to everybody for, doing all that stuff and all the scenes that we had. This is, I don't go back and rewatch recordings, but this is a recording to go back and rewatch. It's really nice.
For sure. It was really, really fantastic.
Yeah.
You want to
No,
go on,
sorry,
Dish?
sorry. I just wanted to say that to build on what Steven said, I think all my stars for this session have been mentioned. It was a great session, great ending. But to continue with what Steven said, I think what I experienced was that everyone was ready to support and build on what everyone was doing, and I didn't expect anything less with this group, but it was still like a really great feeling. We were on the same wavelength, and yeah, really working together to build a story. And when things turned out badly, that was just more fodder for building something exciting. It wasn't. It wasn't. It didn't feel like failure when something turned out when we did something that didn't work out, because I always felt that, oh yeah, this is going to turn into something interesting moving forward. So that was really good.
Reflecting on the series as a whole, like when I put this game up, I'm like, okay, it's a Dungeon World hack. Dungeon World's good. It's good. I did not expect to count this among like top 5 Star Wars Saturday series. I craved this throughout the week. I'd be like, oh yeah, I can't wait till Saturday hits, man. This is sweet. This is exactly what I needed. And I really super appreciate you guys. I learned a good bit too. Like I hadn't used clocks quite like I had in this series, and it just it made things really pop in that escape that we tried. And I less as wow, this is amazing in fighting the guards, but having two countering clocks, a clock you want to go down and a clock that when it goes down it's bad. These are all force in the dark things that I've seen but haven't utilized, and that was super duper interesting. So
Along with
yeah.
the stun rules that you put in place, those are really nice to have too.
Yeah, the stun rules were great. And Will and I have been working on spiffing up the Bounty of the Week game, and I said, "Hey, dude, we need to talk about stun because we need to have rules for that." And our solutions are a thing that we'll be pulling in, but also if you're wearing armor, most armor is shielded against stun. And I'm like, oh, that's an interesting way to approach it. That's different from what decisions we made here, but is also really interesting. That's another great reason for armor. Oh, that's why the stormtroopers wore armor. It's like they don't want to get stunned. Anyway, each of you created really vibrant characters. There were growth moments for everybody, friendships that developed and evolved, sacrifices made, friends lost, and that told a great story. This felt so very Star Wars. Every moment I was like, oh yeah, I could super see that Disney Plus needs to license us to like, yep, this is good. This is really good. And I appreciate that. Thank you all so much.
Well, thank you,
Applause
Rich.
for you. Cool. With that, we'll bring this recording and this series to a close. Thanks for anybody watching, and thanks again to you guys, wonderful players.